Well, good morning. I'm going to get started here. My name is Constance Sayers, and I am the president of Government Executive Media Group. On behalf of Nextgov, it is my pleasure to welcome you to today's event, FITARA, the Path Forward, or as Congressman Issa, I think would prefer, we'll call it Connolly Issa, the Path Forward. You like that? That's better? Great. So before we begin our program today, I do have a few brief announcements. If you haven't already done so, please turn off or mute your cell phones, but don't put them away. We do want this to be a lively discussion. We want you to tell us how we're doing this morning. We want you to tweet your comments, your questions, and your thoughts via Twitter at hashtag FITARAForward. That's hashtag FITARAForward. At your chair, you'll also find an evaluation form for today's event. We always value your feedback, so please do take a few moments to complete it and let us know how we're doing. As the anniversary of FITARA draws near, we are excited to be bringing together congressional policymakers and some of the administration's top technology leaders to discuss how federal agencies have been implementing this groundbreaking legislation. I'm also pleased to announce that the Government Business Council, which is the research arm for Government Executive Media Group, we are conducting a government-wide study of federal leaders to examine the impact of FITARA. And in the coming weeks, their research findings should help uncover the greatest challenges and pain points that agencies are facing towards these efforts, including their impact on federal cybersecurity and technological innovation. I also want to recognize Dell, who is our partner on both the research and today's event. When we had this idea to do both the study and today's event, we went to Steve Harris and said, we have this idea, and he immediately jumped on it. I mean, Dell is just such a great partner and a great thought leader, so I just want to thank them. We always say that, without, a sponsor, these events would not be possible, and in this case, this really is true. So with that, I'd like to welcome Steve Harris, Vice President and General Manager of Dell Federal, to say a few words. Steve.
Thank you, Connie. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Good morning. Happy holidays. Absolutely thrilled and elated to be here. Thrilled to be the chief executive underwriter of this very important event. So you ask why do you say this is a very important event? Why does Dell think that this is so important? Well, I can tell you that there's a lot of reasons why we think that FITARA is very, very important. Now, you look at the scorecards and all of the things that the scorecards ask to have accomplished are important things. And these are symptoms of good behavior in IT leadership. However, what we really love about FITARA is the empowerment of the CIO. And when you say the empowerment of the CIO, this means a lot of things. The CIO job is a really big job. It's a hard job. It's a complex job. It's a challenging job. The CIO is not empowered by owning their budget, by being the de facto leader of IT for the organization, of owning the strategy. Well, that job goes from hard to someplace close to impossible. You don't have the communications that you need to execute. You don't have the authority that you need to keep people from kind of going around you and doing their own thing. What you end up with is kind of a sprawl of IT, inefficiencies, and 80% of your spend going towards IT legacy, inefficient implementations that don't optimally support the government worker. Because IT is really all about enabling the full human potential of the government worker. And so when you shift that 80-20, and you move that money from old, stodgy things like just doing payroll on time, and turn that into things like decision support systems, supported by good business intelligence, mobility, better security, then we really gotten someplace. And as you flip the 80-20, and you see these new implementations happen, again, these are symptoms of having empowered good CIOs to lead their agencies forward with a solid IT strategic plan. And so that's why we think FITARA is so darn important. Anyhow, pleasure being here, honor. Thank you very much to Government Executive. I think you guys have planned a brilliant event. It's a great agenda. Thanks, Connie.